Excuse me, you are off camera, and if we can't see you, why are you screaming about UConn? UConn don't matter.
This is my guy right here.
Hey, baby, we talk about relevant stuff here, all right? Dan Orlovsky had the audacity, the unmitigated goal to try to show up against me. Hey, Elvis, how you doing?
Oh, my God.
Right away.
First take to the house.
Okay.
Let's go.
Lamar hasn't won one against you yet.
You know that he's going to go out there and put up points.
How do you get over the hurdle of the Chiefs?
Kryptonite. We just got to tighten up and play better.
We just have a lot of belief in this team. We think that we can win no matter what the situation is.
Tyreek Hill makes the catch into the end zone. Jackson back to the end zone, caught for the touchdown.
It's going to be an intense game, a fun game. I can't wait to get after it.
Good day. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into First Take. Thank you for being with us on this Friday Eve. What, Mr. Smith?
Well, I want to say good morning to Dan Orlovsky and stuff like that. And I just want to say for the record, before we get into the debate and everything like that, you know, I'm not laughing at people being injured. I really am not laughing at people being injured. All right, I wish DeMarcus Lawrence the best. I want him to get back on that field, be healthy. I don't wish injury on anybody. But how many times do I have to tell Cowboy fans, just wait.
You are unbelievable.
Just wait, just be patient. Something will happen.
You
this
are
is who
so
they are.
wrong for this.
Zach Martin was on the COVID list last week. Zach Martin was on the COVID list last week. You got DeMarcus Lawrence getting hurt. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me, Leo Collins suspended. You got,
Michael Gallup won't be available.
Randy Gregory, he on the COVID list. Did y'all hear Leon Lett, who's the coach? He's coach. He had to get carried off the field yesterday.
Hold on.
You can't make this up. You can't make this up.
Hold on, Stephen A.
Will go wrong when it comes to them damn Cowboys. That's all I wanted to say.
Stephen A., before we get going and me having to mop you up today, two things. While you're a man after my own heart, dogging the Cowboys right now, you called me Elvis. You're the last person at ESPN that should be talking about your hair versus mine.
Excuse me.
Okay. Let's make that clear.
I mean, come on.
With the five head. You got a five head, not a forehead.
I'm losing. Excuse me, youngster. I have age on my side. I look pretty damn good to be in my 50s. The bottom line is I wasn't dogging the hair. I'm just saying, damn, I didn't know Elvis. I thought Elvis left the building. I didn't know he was still here. That's all I'm trying to say. Don't get
We're going to have some fun. You both look very handsome. I like the outfits. Dan, so happy you're here. The only other place I'd want to see you is coaching UConn football in stores, but I will take you here on
Don't wish that on them. Don't wish that on them.
All
right.
Let's go. I know what I'll be doing 8:20 on Sunday night. That would be watching Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in Baltimore to face Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Mahomes looking like Mahomes Week 1. Jackson living up to his nickname action even in a loss. Lamar has yet to beat Mahomes in their 3 matchups, and you know he was asked about it.
Does that bother you? Does that nag at you that there's like one team, one player that you're that you haven't beaten yet?
Nah, it's not about me and Mahomes. Not to me, probably to everyone else. But it's the Ravens versus Kansas City Chiefs.
Lost it.
Here you go.
All right. Dealing with some technical difficulties over here, but we will figure this out.
Got it, we got it.
Dan, I will start with you. Do you agree or disagree with Lamar that it's not about him versus Mahomes, but the Ravens versus the Chiefs?
I completely agree with Lamar. I would actually argue that one of the main reasons why the Ravens lost to the Raiders on Monday Night Football was Lamar was trying to do so much. He was trying to be Superman in a situation where his team needed him to be Superman. And I think one of the main mistakes, or one of the biggest mistakes a quarterback can make going into any game, is thinking I got to do everything myself. That I got to try and kind of put my imprint on this football game, especially early on. A player like Lamar Jackson, you are so talented and so great when your team is decimated with injuries, and that's what the Ravens are, decimated at the tailback spot. Their offensive line played absolutely atrocious, and they're beat up, and we know their secondary lost Marcus Peters. When your team is beat up like that, the goal should always be get the game to the fourth quarter. Don't try and be special and do so much first, second, third quarter. Get the game to the fourth quarter, and then when the fourth quarter comes, then you can go be special. But we see so many quarterbacks, specifically young ones, thinking going into a game, I got to go be special. He missed so many easy throws on Monday Night Football just because he was trying to do so much. And if he goes into this game thinking, well, I got to try and outshine Patrick Mahomes or outplay Patrick Mahomes or prove to everybody I'm just as good, they're going to start this season 0-2 mainly because of his poor play. I got to look at Wink Martindale, their defensive coordinator. Stop calling cover 0 when Marcus Peters is out and Tavon Young, one of their young corners, is coming off an ACL injury. I got to look at Mark Andrews, their tight end, who's one of the best tight ends in football. Okay,
yes,
he's one of the best tight ends in football. Three catches on Monday Night Football. You got to step up. I need you to step up in a big game. The last time the Ravens played the Chiefs, you had 3 catches. Mark Andrews, you're paid all that money to play your best in big-time games. So I agree. This has got to be a Ravens versus the Chiefs rather than Lamar versus Patrick.
Well, you're wrong. And I'm going to tell you why you're wrong, because that's not reality. You're breaking it down scientifically because being the astute football analyst you are, and I certainly am not challenging your football knowledge. You know me better than that. You're that dude. But here's the reality of the situation. I'm a pundit, but I'm a fan as well. And I'm on the outside looking in. If you want to go into the specifics and the nuances of it, of course, in reality, that's what it comes down to. But that's not how it's going to be judged, Dan Orlovsky, and you know better than that. The reality is that we look at Lamar Jackson and we see a stud, a superstar athlete, an electrifying box office caliber player who a lot of people would be looking at and they say, okay, A, your level of accuracy needs to increase. Some of those throws that he missed on Monday Night Football, he needs to make some of those throws, 2 or 3 of those a game. That's what he needs to do. Why do we say that? And why do we elevate the level of accountability that we're throwing in Lamar Jackson's direction, Dan Orlovsky? We're doing it because there's somebody in this conference that does it all the time. That same dude that won a league MVP, just like Lamar Jackson. That same dude that threw for 50 touchdowns, which Lamar Jackson hasn't done. That same dude that has already won a Super Bowl and went to back-to-back Super Bowls, which is Patrick Mahomes. That ain't Lamar Jackson. And so when we look at greatness, a lot of times, fair or not, we measure them against one another. Tom Brady didn't play against Peyton Manning in terms of Peyton Manning being on the defensive side of the ball. Peyton Manning was a quarterback just like he was. Tom Brady had to go against the Indianapolis Colts and ultimately the Denver Broncos defense. All right, Peyton Manning had to go against New England's defense. But it still didn't stop us from looking at them and judging them. It still didn't stop us from taking stock of the amount of wins and losses they had against one another. And so at the end of the day, Dan, that's what it's going to come down to. You're going to look at Lamar Jackson, credit to him because of his electrifying talent and his greatness. We're going to also look at what he's missing because we know what Patrick Mahomes got. You don't get to, if you're Lamar Jackson, you don't get to ignore that. You can try, but it ain't going to work.
All right, 2 things. This is one of the reasons why I love Patrick Mahomes and I hate Patrick Mahomes, because we compare everybody to Patrick Mahomes. Lamar can still be great and play great and not be in the same stratosphere as Patrick because he isn't. As a quarterback, Patrick Mahomes has been already comped to some of the greatest ever. We've talked about him being the most impressive or most talented guy we've ever seen come into the NFL. So for Lamar to think, I got to go do that or I got to go be that, then you're automatically going to kind of minimize your impact. I go back to
what I'm saying, though.
But you're saying you're going to compare his performance to Patrick Mahomes'.
But here's what I mean by that. I'm not talking about Patrick Mahomes throws for 400 yards, so Lamar Jackson has to throw for 400 yards. Patrick Mahomes completes 70% of his passes, so Lamar Jackson has to complete at least 65% of his passes. That's not what I'm saying. Right. Be who you are. But from an impact perspective that leads to a win, you're 0-3 against this brother. You're going up against him. We're going to count the L's as they continue to accumulate. Whatever it is that you do that works for you, it needs to be good enough to beat that dude. Otherwise, we're going to say, yo, you're not winning against this dude.
Yeah, I agree with that. My mind goes back to, you remember the Monday Night Football game against the Browns last year?
Yeah.
Do you remember anything Lamar did in the first or second quarter? Because I don't.
But I
remember the fourth quarter.
That's right.
I remember those plays in the fourth quarter.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But that's my thing, is if Lamar's going to go and say, I've got to go be so special and so great, he's going to play poorly. In the first